I feel really nervous. I don't know why. This morning, basically, I was just in one of those horrid moods where I just like didn't want to get out of bed. And it's not really because you're like tired or whatever. It's more, I guess it's maybe more like anxiety, like thinking of what you have to do for the day. And I think maybe I was feeling like that because I knew in my head, I planned today to film this video. And then yeah, woke up this morning and I was just like, I just felt, I don't know, it's really hard to explain. I was definitely feeling a bit sad and a bit anxious, and I was just like, I don't want to get out of bed. But I did manage to get myself out of bed, which I was quite proud of. I know that sounds silly. I just needed to do like small steps. I was just like, right, get up, just like get a cup of tea, and then you can get back into bed if you want and drink that. So like it just wasn't so scary. Okay, like you've done that, so now like maybe just go and have a nice shower. Just stand in the shower, like take as long as you need, and like I was just like talking myself through like all the different steps of like the day rather than looking at like the full day. So I think I was like worried about, I had some stuff to film and I had some things to take some pictures of, and then obviously I was like, I really want to film this video, but oh, I don't know, I was scared, I was nervous. I'm feeling a little bit better now. Like I've felt a lot better throughout the day as the day's gone on. I've put like good music on and had like a sing song. You really underestimate music, like it makes you feel so good. Just, yeah, it can really change your mood. Today's the 24th of January. Happy New Year. Am I allowed to say Happy New Year on the 24th of January? Is that a bit weird? I feel like maybe it's past the time. My last video that I uploaded, I filmed on the 24th of November. I didn't do that on purpose. I didn't purposely like plan to film them on the same day, like as in on the same date, like 2 months, you know, later. It just so happens that today, yeah, is the 24th of January. In my last video, you may remember that I mean, I've watched the video back and I find it really sad. Like, you can see my whole mood change. I filmed my last video over 2 days, so it was like, I filmed the first half of it like on an evening, and then I filmed the next part like the next day, and you can just see like, I don't know, I just find it really like, it's really quite surreal, like watching back. Essentially, I feel nervous. I didn't really plan to like not film and be gone for like 2 months. Oop, I really am gonna cut my finger off soon, because I had so much fun stuff planned in December and I was looking forward to December so much. And then something unexpected happened. I actually did vlog after that. I watched it back and I was just like, that's not me. I was just putting on such a front, and I was like trying to make like light of the situation and like joke about things, and it just wasn't, yeah, it just wasn't me. I wasn't really sure if I was gonna come on to this video and like just straight up tell you guys like what happened and what's been going on, or if I was gonna just sort of keep it a little bit more private and whatnot. But essentially I wanted to come back to YouTube and I want to film again, and I guess this year I have decided to maybe just be a little bit more like open and honest. I'm really bad at speaking to people about my feelings. I can be a very closed book, and I tend to deal with my issues and problems alone. I always have been like that. I've always been quite private in terms of like what's actually genuinely going on inside me. A lot of the stuff I think about and I say to myself, like I just wouldn't like say to anyone else. And obviously when I film for like YouTube, or like say like right now, I'm obviously by myself, like there's no one else here. I'm just speaking to a camera. What I'm trying to say is, I'm hoping that this year, throughout my YouTube content, I can be a little bit more like open and honest and just talk about my feelings as if this was more of like a diary. I'm doing Veganuary. I don't know how, when, where or why, but I managed to get roped into doing Veganuary. Haven't found it as difficult as I thought I was going to. I'm not veggie or anything like that, so like I did go from like eating meat to like strictly vegan, and I thought I was going to struggle quite a lot, but I haven't found it that difficult. I am making like a little at-home tapas, so I'm making vegan smoky like pepper croquettes and patatas bravas, which are obviously just potatoes anyway. Oh no, my battery's flashing. And like the sauce, but the sauce I'll make vegan as well. My Sainsbury's shop came and my battery died at the same time, so that was quite good. What was I saying? My boyfriend and I broke up, and I'm not gonna go hugely into detail about the breakup and about, you know, like why and what happened and blah blah blah. That's what happened that day in my last video, and it was unexpected. It was a shock, and I think I was just like a little bit in denial for a while. I think the reason why I didn't really come back onto YouTube or even on my Instagram, I haven't even mentioned it once on my Instagram either, about the fact that we have broken up, is because I think I thought we were going to get back together, and that's obviously me being extremely honest. But I think I was like in denial. I think I was like, oh, we're obviously not broken up. I think a mix between being quite like embarrassed and like ashamed of like being broken up with, essentially, which is so silly because it's not a reflection on us. Sometimes shit doesn't work out, and you just shouldn't really be ashamed of that. But I think, yeah, I think essentially I thought we were going to get back together, which is why I kind of like didn't speak about it a lot, or didn't want to like bring it onto my social media too much, because then I was worried that if like we got back to, it's like if you have an argument or something with your boyfriend, you don't necessarily always tell like your friends and family, because you don't want your friends and family to then suddenly think differently of them or whatever. And it was the same with you guys. I didn't want to like put it out there to you that like, oh, we've broken up, and then we get back together and you're a bit like, do you know, I don't know, it's one of them. So I guess I stayed very silent on it instead, and I kind of regret that, because I don't regret it, but I don't really know. I think being in this online world, I think it really was my responsibility to actually be like, yeah, I got broken up with, and normalize it, because I feel like people don't really speak about it hugely, and they don't really speak about like what comes with being broken up with, and like how like shit it is. It's really, really sad. I've had a really, really hard like 2 months, and you can like hear my voice like breaking speaking about it. I promised myself I wasn't gonna cry. It's not been a great 2 months, and obviously like it was Christmas. As I said, I had like so many amazing things planned. We were going away, and obviously like we had things planned with both of our families, and so much stuff with friends. And it sounds like I'm being really dramatic, and I'm not. I just want to be like honest about the situation and what happened, and like how I was feeling and why I like didn't share, I guess, the journey. Yeah, I just hid from it, and I just went really silent, and I just felt like I don't know, I felt like I was being watched, I felt like I was being judged, and I just, yeah. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is, I don't really know what I'm trying to say. It's really sad. Going through a breakup is really, really sad, and I mean, I've not cried like that, I don't think, ever in my life. And it was like Christmas, and Christmas is one of my favorite times of the year, as it is probably a lot of people's, and it was just shit. Like, I had such social anxiety, like I didn't want to go out. I tried, but the more I went out, the more lonely I felt, which was really strange. The more I drank, the next day was bad. I mean, the hangover anxiety is bad anyway, but the anxiety when you're hungover and you're literally in the first stages of like going through a breakup, not fun. So I went quite into myself. I kind of like didn't do a huge amount of like social things. I tried to just like stay home and be like in the flat and like preoccupy my mind, and like just, yeah, I watched a lot of rom-coms. I love a rom-com. I kind of feel like I should have maybe shared the journey a bit more, but I also, as I was saying earlier, feel like I'm not really someone that can put on a front. Like, I try, but as you're probably gauging from this video, I'm hugely emotional. Like I'm literally such an emotional wreck. Before now, I feel like had I really tried to speak about the situation, I would have just broken down. I keep just like losing my train of thought. I don't really know what I'm trying to say, and I think I'm going off on lots of tangents, so I'm sorry. When I come to edit this, I'm probably going to be like, Amy, nothing you're saying is making any sense. The only thing that's really not vegan in this would be the milk. So obviously I'm using oat milk. I got this in my degusta box. This is the Califia Farms Oat Barista Blend, and I'm going to use that obviously instead of normal milk, so I can make this vegan. 400 mils is actually quite a lot. I just want to say, like, this wasn't a we broke up video, like absolutely not. Like, this was just me coming back to YouTube. I needed to just like bite the bullet and get like a first video out there, otherwise I was never going to do it, and I was feeling super anxious, and I still am. This video may well never see the light of day. When I come back to edit it, I'm probably going to be like, absolutely not, but I really hope it does, because I think I just have to stop being such a perfectionist, for one. If this is how the video went, this is how the video went, and I'm just gonna put it out there. So yeah, I just want, like, going forward to just be able to speak a bit more about like feelings, and like not be embarrassed or ashamed or feel like people are gonna judge me, and like I feel like this is just like the first step. Anyway, I think that's probably gonna be me over and out. Thank you so much for hanging out with me while I made vegan croquettes, which are probably gonna be a pile of shit. And yeah, I hope maybe you enjoyed the video. Oh god, I don't know. If you did enjoy it and you want to stick around and come on this little journey of like finding myself this year and just being a little bit more open and stuff, then hit subscribe, stick around. And if not, then no worries, it's all good. Doesn't matter.